So one of the main concepts that you talk about is equal dignity. What does equal dignity mean, and how is it different from equality, and why is equality not enough?
That was many questions. Equality is a democratic value. It's a political value, and which is a beautiful value to have in a relationship. But in a family, it's not enough, because political values have to do with distribution of power, and there are many, many other things to take care of inside a family. The other question, or the other answer, is that one of the things that we have been doing to children for centuries, 3-4 centuries at least, is that we have been using a very, very destructive power. It is called, a Norwegian scientist has called it the power of definition. That means that parents have been telling children what and who they are. Now you're this, now you're that, now you're that, now you're not this, now you're not that. Which is extremely destructive for a person's self-esteem and for a person's ability to feel good about himself. You can try that if you live with your husband and wife and do this 3-4 days, you'll be divorced. And if not, you'll be very unhappy. And I would like to add to that is one of the challenges for modern parents, because they were brought up in this way and have no idea who they are. And in the meantime, the world has developed so that in order to be a good parent and a good partner, you have to know who you are. So you have to go inside for something that can be extremely difficult to find. And I think that those who have given birth to children over the last 10-15 years and the next 25 years, I consider them the true pioneers of society. They are the ones who are going to change our values into a better society. And just one more thing.
No, great.
And that is precisely the value of children. Because if you spend 8 hours with children, you will learn 800 things about yourself.
They're a mirror for you.
They're not only a mirror, but they're also challenging you. They're showing you boundaries that you didn't know you had. They're showing you power that you didn't know you had. So we have finally reached a human common ground where raising children is a mutual process. That children are being raised by their parents and parents are being raised by their children.
So we parents learn from children.
Or we don't. But I strongly advise to learn from your children. I'll give you a very personal example. The first 2 or 3 years of my son's life, I was a terrible father, by any measure. It was terrible, it was a disaster.
Why?
I don't know. I was, stupid, ignorant, short-tempered.
Aren't we all?
Idiot. Now my son has a 2-year-old son. And my son is 100 times better father than I ever was. But when he was interviewed 2 months ago, the journalist would ask him, they would say, your father says that he was a terrible father. Do you remember that? And he said, no, I don't remember. Then he came to me, we just spent 5 days together. He came to me and he said, I need to talk to you because I'm so ashamed that I get so upset with my son. And I get so irritated with him that sometimes I cannot even enjoy him. And I don't even know where it comes from. And I said, I know. It comes from here. Your mind cannot remember, but your body can remember. So it's my frustration that he has taken over.
But you say that he's a better father than you.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
is he doing differently?
Well, he is much more, I don't know what to say, he's much more present, he's much more, in a way, much more engaged. He's much more patient. He thinks he's extremely impatient, but that's because he cannot remember me.
Can we touch the question of power within family?
Uh-huh.
You once said that the discussion about power within a family is dead. What do you mean by that with respect to equal dignity?
I don't know if I think it is dead, but the power structure that we used to know is definitely on its way out. And one of the big challenges for young parents is that they have to try to divide the responsibility of parenting in an equal way. And of course this is not possible because we are different. We have this idea that it is good if parents agree. And let me tell you that I have never in my life met two parents that agreed on anything.
But should we agree on raising our children?
Well, I don't know. It's an old idea that from the power structure that the people on top have to agree because otherwise there will be revolution. So it's not important. I think, even though I'm not very religious, I think that God was sensible when he decided that children should have two parents. If those two parents are supposed to agree on everything, why should they have two? I mean, one would be enough. So what? Oh, this is difficult to say in a short way. I think if you talk to most, also young mothers in Europe, if you really get close to them, they will say that very often I feel like a single mother. And then somebody will ask them, but is your husband not helping you? And they will say, yes, he is helping me. So why do I feel like a single mother? I feel like a single mother because my husband is helping me. He's doing things, but he's not being responsible for them. I am alone with the responsibility for the children. And I'm not saying this to criticize men or women. I'm saying it to illustrate the fact that sharing a responsibility is extremely difficult. It's a new thing that we need to learn.